Hello and welcome. This is Angel here, and welcome to Get Your Life into Flow, making it simple. This is going to be a really short workshop that just speaks to the concepts of connecting the spirit and getting your life into what I call flow. So it's important that you know what the tools are that you're going to need to get your life in flow. So we're just going to go over something here with you real quick, that your belief system is your belief system, and you need to have a clear, distinct path between you and whatever it is that you believe, because that belief system has to carry you through your whole day. I want to make sure that you understand that as you take on a process and you have a long-term or short-term goal to achieve whatever your goal is, that it's not going to serve you and it's not going to last if you just take on somebody's stuff and do a thing, get the goal, get the prize, and then go on. You're talking about changing your life. You're talking about taking on something that's going to take you from here to when you're called back home, as they say. So believing in something is the number one most important element to any process. I really believe that. If you don't have something to believe in outside yourself, there's no hope. Life is hopeless, and it's hard to generate without that energy, that tap into the hope. So take a deep breath. I say it a lot. Take a deep breath and really try to delve into your own psyche and ask yourself, do you believe in something outside of you? Whatever you call it. I am a Christian spiritualist, and part of the deep threads of my belief system is that everybody has a right to feel and believe the way they want to feel and believe. Our divine source, our divine spirit, our God that is out there supporting our system and created us this glorious fashion is patient and forgiving. So whether I call God or Jehovah or whatever the words are, that's between you and your God. So I'm not going to ask you to believe what I believe, but I am going to stress how important it is to believe in something. So don't let the past, whatever experiences that you've had in the past with whatever organization or family issues that you've gone through, take over your relationship with the divine. Part of what you need to do is work through that in whatever way you need to work through that. So there, I said that. So we're going to move on, and I'm going to talk about the tools that you need. So I've got some things here that I want to share with you. One of the things I'm going to share with you is the need for a sacred space. So this is not a sacred space for me. This is just a workspace. I do a lot of my readings here. I do a lot of my broadcasts here for the radio and for YouTube and such. It's just a space in my home that I've created, that I've balanced, that I've cleared. I've got lots of really awesome crystals and pieces that are sacred to me. I've got this little bear. This is my mom's little bear. And so those of you who follow me may know that my mom left us last year. So I have this little bear that sits with me, and I have my little piece here. This was my grandmother's. And I remember being a little girl and having this piece on her dresser, and I always looked at it and like, oh, that's interesting. It's the no, it's the King Jesus, baby Jesus, a very old school kind of piece. And this is, I share this with you to let you know that when you're creating that sacred space, that space has to mean something to you, has to have some kind of energy to support what you're up to. And being that I'm here, engaging with you through learning and through technology and through speaking and through radio and all the things, having my ancestors' energy with me is very supportive. I also have some really awesome crystals all over the place. Got the footsteps behind me, poem, and then boss mode, which I really love. And then here, what you don't see is my altar. So I'm going to talk about that here in a minute. But I do have an altar over here to my left that is what I engage with as I start my process and as I end my process every day. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through what I call my my connection to spirit. and I say connect to spirit, get your life into flow. That is one of my primary programs. That is my book that's coming out here soon. I can't wait till that hits the streets so that you guys can engage with me more. And the classes and the um, programs that I offer both online and in person. So I'm going to read you a couple of things here. First of all, my quote here: connect to spirit each day and create your day in joy and peace while opening a path to abundant prosperity in every area of your life. So that's important. So I'm going to ask you if you understand what that means, prosperity in every area of your life. A lot of people, when they think of prosperity, they think of, money falling from the sky and their bank account being abundant and they're just balling out there like a, like a VIP. That's all really great, but that's not the only area of your life that you can acquire and that you need to acquire abundance in. You also need abundance in health. You need abundance in mental clarity, joy and abundance in relationship and family, food for the soul, food for the body. So abundant prosperity isn't just speaking to prosperity in the financial area, it's speaking to everything. So being in flow for me is when you just kind of kick back and you're just there, you're just going, everything is just happening the way it's supposed to happen. Everything is just clicking in as you go down the tracks exactly the way it's supposed to happen. And so when I say I want you to go with the flow, I don't mean you just want to go with it. I want you to be in flow. I want your life to just flow. I want you to get up in the morning and everything happens the way it's supposed to happen. And one of the benefits of connecting to spirit is that you can create that life for yourself. We are indeed in the flow. So I don't know anybody who doesn't want to be in the flow, right? Absolutely. So I'm going to go through the tools with you here real quick that you're going to need. And first of all, you're going to need a great journal, just a great journal. I have so many journals because I forget that I'm writing in one, and then I got one that I use for prayer requests, and I have them all over the place. And my favorite journals are these great big books that you can get at the bookstore. You can order them online, and big old journal. I will sometimes embellish them with materials, and I've got my material here that I'm going to be decorating this guy with here, because I want all of my stuff to feel good and to feel tactile, and just to be in a space to support what I'm up to, because I'm visual. And if you're like me, you're visual. Things have to be visceral. I can't just create by saying, this is going to happen. I have friends that can do that. To meditate, this is going to happen, to go do it. I have to create in all areas of my being. I have to have things in my bathtub, and I have to chant, and I have to dance. I have to do everything to convince my full system and get my full system in play to make sure that I am aligned in every area. And I know that about myself. So I created this system to support that. And as a result, many people have made breakthroughs. I am not going to take you through the system here. I'm just going to do an introduction so that you understand what it is, in case you do decide that you want to take on and getting into the flow and reaching out to me and participating in the workshop as it's releasing. And it will be dropping between now and the middle of July. So be prepared for that. And so this is a time-based free workshop. This is June 2019 that I'm releasing this particular free workshop. So I've got my journal. Going to need that. Put that over here. A sacred space with whatever you feel you need to have in that sacred space. So I have here, as I said, crystals, some family heirlooms. I've got some nice bric-a-brac here. This is a plate of Jesus. This is a sacred cup that was given to me by a mentor many, 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 many years ago. I've got some really cool geodes. I just love crystals, and we can talk about crystals another day. I've got my wands and my Native American piece here. All of that is part of what I have with me when I'm doing readings. On this side, I'm not going to show you this. It's a little more sacred for me, but I have my candles on this side. So my candle that's burning. It's been burning all day, so that I can support what I'm up to today. Got my candle. I always have a piece of fresh fruit on my altar. And then, other crystals that have other meaning for me that I have on the altar. So you need to have a sacred space. You need to have a way to engage through prayer, and you need to have a system through which you can connect with, whether it's an iPod or phone, so that you can listen to some positivity. And that's really all you need to have, okay? So I'm going to take you back through the beginning of what we're going to be doing, why I wanted you to take on this why I wanted to offer this specific free workshop, because I want to make it simple. I'm going to make it simple so that you know the basics, the bare minimum that you're going to need. So one, these are things that you're going to do every day. First of all, first step, ground and protect. Grounding and protecting yourself is a really important start to every single day. Through grounding and protecting yourself, you're going to set yourself up for the day so that you can go forth and do everything that you need to do without being distracted or pulled away from whatever it is that you really have to do, for whatever it is that you've been put here to do, whatever it is your goal is to do, by the distractions of life. Everybody's energy, 7 billion people, 7 billion people. You're going to get engaged and tapped into every minute, and the possibility of being pulled off your path really, really high, okay? So start your day with grounding, focus, and protect, right? Grounding is really easy. Get a little sage if you need to, a little incense. Sit down and meditate, but it's all about grounding, aligning your chakras, connecting to the divine, and getting this space where you're completely grounded and without any focus on any particular thing. After you've grounded, you're going to get in a space of gratitude. Always start your day off with gratitude. And then you are going to protect yourself. Ask the divine source, ask the energy of Jesus, the ascended masters, whatever energies that you work with, but always tap into the highest of high realms when it comes to protection. Next step, set your intention and focus for the day. So to set your intention and focus, one of the things I love to do is I love to journal. So if I was starting my day, because I'm coming towards the end of the day right now, but if I was starting for the day, I might journal something to keep me keyed in to what it is I want to accomplish today. So let's say I'm wanting to prepare for a promotion. So I'm going to say, be in a space to make ready to be promoted now. I call this a journaling prompt. So I'm going to show you what I did in my big book here. I don't know if you can see this, but I just wrote exactly what I just called out in my journal. It's not what I'm trying to do at work, but it's a good thing to use as an example. After grounding and protecting, I would take that and I would journal. I would just let it come out. What's going to happen is, if you just write, don't write with any kind of expectation. Don't write like I'm going to write a story. I don't want you to write a story. I just want you to write. Just let it out. And it may make no sense. It may sound like jibber jabber. But the whole purpose of this is to get the naysaying elements of your person, your being, to release the garbage and get that fine-tuned connection in there so that you can start really digging in and getting the real information. So the purpose of connecting with spirit is to get the information, right? As much as I love you, you're not able to tap into angel every day. You have to sometimes tap into your own source. You have access to the same things that I have access to, right? Once you've got the garbage out, once you've got the jibber jabber out, you find you're gonna see that the writing's going to start making a little more sense. And if it doesn't, You just have to practice. Journaling is an art. If you really let it help you, it'll give you some support like nobody else's support can give you. It is your own system helping you out with what there is to do to get to the next level. Once you finish all of that, I want you to just stop for a minute, take a couple of deep breaths, and then write 2 sentences. One sentence is, what is your focus for today? The second sentence is, what action are you going to take today to fulfill that focus? One action. That's all you need. Just one action. Now you got your attention and you got your focus. Create yourself in positivity. I have a saying in a workshop that I do, and it's like, it's real simple. It's don't create through hate. Anger and hate and frustration, these are all negative energies. And, you know, you can live your life. You can choose to live your life however you want to live your life. The world that we live in today is so filled with hate. So much anger, so much frustration, so much negativity flying all over the place, all around us. I don't want you to interrupt this fabulous space that you put yourself in by shifting and exposing yourself to negativity. Don't turn it on. Leave that anger and that negativity someplace else. Find some mantras, some things to say inside your head or outside your head if you need to, when you find yourself getting upset. I have songs that I sing. I have silly songs that I sing when I get upset, when people are cutting me off in traffic or somebody is angry and they're doing the things that they do because they're angry. Because it's not about me usually. It's usually about something else they've got going on in their life. One of the things I like to sing is I like to sing the Candyman. The Candyman is a song that makes me feel fantastic. It's a silly song. It's a fun song. And it just makes me smile. So what I will encourage you to do is as you go through this process and you find somebody tapping into you and somebody is like, what are you doing? Or somebody's like, what were you thinking? Or somebody's like, get over here, I need to talk to you. And or does something make you mad? Maybe your boyfriend looked at someone. You didn't like the way they looked at that person and you got mad. Find something that shifts your reality, whatever it is. You know, the Candyman makes everything he bakes satisfying and delicious. You could even eat the dishes. Such a fun song. And you don't have to sing the Candyman. You can sing whatever you want. That's just something I do in my head. And sometimes I'll do it to people. Who can make the sun rise? Anything you need to do, you go ahead and do it. But stay in positivity. You're not going to be able to move forward if you let negativity take over. Stay plugged in through mindset and affirmations. I call affirmations mindset hacks because it's a way for you to derail the negativity and derail the distractions in your mind and keep your mind on point. Your mind is the heaviest player on your team. Your mind is the most easily influenced and easily distracted player on your team, but they are the power forward on your team. And when you have your mind distracted, you can destroy your path. You can sabotage yourself. You can do so much. So the key for you is to maintain focus on keeping that mindset where it needs to be. I use my hands a lot and I end up moving things around. I mean, to distract you there. And that's what affirmations are. There are people that believe that affirmations are silly. Some of the most powerful people in the world go into a room before a meeting or before a big speech and they'll say affirmations to themselves before they go out there. An affirmation is not a cheat. An affirmation is not in any way a distraction from a path of righteousness through the divine. It depends on what you say. You can create an affirmation that can sound like that, but the purpose of an affirmation is just to get yourself back in play. That's all the purpose of an affirmation is. I am a wonderful person with skills and talent, and I can achieve anything that I set out to achieve. That is just you supporting yourself. God already supports you. He says affirmations all day, all the time about you. Sometimes we forget the need to connect. So through my process, I have specific times of the day in which I guide my clients to stop and process affirmations, just to keep yourself in the flow. Release negativity and access spiritual support through journaling. Now, I talked about journaling earlier. Starting your day with a great journal process and so that you can get yourself focused and focus on intent is great. It is so important that you don't skip that step. An added step that you can do with journaling is you can use journaling to stop and release when you find yourself interrupted by something that makes you feel negative. Now, you can carry a journal with you. I have friends that do that. I used to do that. I used to carry a journal with me and find that I journal every time I get a chance. Unless I'm traveling, I don't do that so much. I have a lot that I do, and I could get myself lost in journaling, and then I'm just journaling. I won't get anything else done. But I do tend to journal in the morning, and then I journal in the evening, doing two different processes. My evening journaling is about releasing and making sure that I have that negativity that's come with me through the day is dropped off and left onto the journal so that I don't have to carry it with me in my sleep and carry it with me the next day. So I recommend that you get that great journal and that you engage in journaling through a process of releasing negativity with some prompts or focusing on individuals, whatever it is that caught you today, let it go tonight through a great journaling process. Learn how to ignite the power of prayer in your life. So here we are talking about prayer. I told you when we first started this together that it's going to be important for you to understand that you have to believe in something. I believe in the power of the divine spirit, God, and connection to that divine spirit through engaging through prayer. I pray every day. As part of my meditation is through prayer and contemplation. Whatever you want to call it, it's necessary. It's necessary because those are where the conversations take place. That's where the support system comes, and that's where the answers come, and that's where the healing comes. So whether it's the start of the day, the end of the day, the middle of the day, any part of the day, it's not important when you do it, but it is important that you do go into a process of prayer. I like to start my clients off with a really simple prayer, and that's the Lord's Prayer. If you don't know how to pray, you can just say the Lord's Prayer. But any way to connect needs to be done. So I'm going to review that with you really quick one more time. I call this your daily practice, just like anyone else would have, any person in a structure of any kind in terms of religion or anything, they have a practice. And what that practice does, it gives you the fundamental support to get through your day. If you're working out, you're not going to lose weight, not get where you want to do if you don't have some disciplines in your process. Same thing with your daily spiritual practice. So ground and protect yourself. Set your intention and focus for the day. Create yourself in positivity. Stay plugged in through mindset and affirmations. Release negativity and access spiritual support through journaling. And finally, learn how to ignite the power of prayer in your life. So I hope that was all helpful, and I'm looking forward to working with you as you work through your day. Let me know how things go. If you choose to step in and join the group when we go through the workshop together, the course together rather, I'll be excited to have you there. If you find an opportunity to come and join me in a public event, I'll be joyous to meet you. Or you just drop me a line and let me know how it went. God bless you. Take care.